Chosen one, stop everything for a moment. Quiet your hands, your mind, your inner chatter and listen. You didn't stumble upon these words by accident. You were guided. Heaven has been circling your life, aligning this very moment for a divine encounter. This is not a coincidence. This is an intervention. Right now, heaven is moving for you. Not metaphoric literally. A divine operation is unfolding around you, and you are the reason. Two angels, not ordinary ones, but those assigned to guard your destiny, have been dispatched from God's side. They are not here to deliver vague encouragement. They are here with one final mission: to protect you before something hidden reaches you first. And they are desperate because time is running out. These angels have been hovering over your life for days. They've whispered near your ears in the silence of the night. They've surrounded your heart, trying to stir your spiritual senses awake. But you haven't responded yet. You haven't recognized their presence. And that's why this message has arrived, not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Not to burden you with fear, but to lift the veil that's been keeping you blind to what's really happening behind the scenes. Something has been decided in secret, far from your eyes. A door has closed behind you, but someone else opened another one without your consent. Your name was spoken in rooms you've never entered. Someone has tried to reroute your destiny, and heaven has seen it all. That's why this silence had to break. That's why the voice of God had to pierce your atmosphere right now. Those dreams that disturbed your sleep, that chill that hits at the same hour every night, that uneasy pull in your chest you can't explain, those weren't just feelings, those were warnings. You may not have known how to interpret them, but your spirit heard them. Heaven has been trying to reach you through every means possible: sensation, memory, emotion, and dreams. But now, this message is the final call. If your spirit feels the weight of this momentum, something deep within you is stirring with recognition. Comment 77, I hear you, God, below. This is your confirmation. This is your agreement. You are not imagining it. You've been summoned. Let heaven see your response. Your angels returned to heaven, hearts heavy with concern. They said, Father, this child can't hear us. Their heart is too burdened, too distracted. Please, let us try again. And so God sent them once more for you. But this is their final attempt before what's been hidden tries to make its move. If you ignore this message, the breakthrough you've been praying for may be delayed. The miracle you've cried for could be held back. The divine protection you desperately need might not arrive in time. You are standing on sacred ground, right at the edge of transformation. One step forward or backward from here will shift the atmosphere of your life. One more wrong voice you listen to, one more delay in trusting your own knowing, and the alignment you're moving into may slip away. Understand this. Your angels aren't warning you because they're weak. They're warning you because they've seen what's coming. You don't need to live in fear, but you do need to live in awareness. This is that moment, the kind that doesn't come twice. Heaven is moving because of you, but now heaven is waiting for your response. Chosen one, you've felt it, haven't you? That lingering discomfort, the heaviness you can't explain, the sense that something is not quite right, but also not entirely wrong. It's not your imagination. It's not anxiety. It's your spirit waking up. Heaven has been brushing against your awareness, trying to shake you from a sleep that no longer serves you. That uneasiness, that quiet tug deep inside, it's divine communication. It's your inner radar alerting you to a reality beyond what your eyes can see. As C.S. Lewis wrote in Mere Christianity, God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. This truth resonates with the discomfort stirring in your spirit. The heaviness and uneasiness are God's megaphone, shouting through your trials to awaken you to the divine reality now unfolding. Lewis's words urge you to recognize this tug as heaven's call, rousing your soul to align with the sacred moment at hand. You've been living beneath a layer of confusion, carrying burdens that were never yours to carry, fighting battles you didn't realize weren't yours to fight. And all the while, spiritual conversations have been happening around your name. Decisions have been made, moves have been planned. Someone close to you, someone who knows how to smile in front of you and speak against you behind closed doors, has tried to shift your course. You didn't see it, but your angels did, and they've been doing everything in their power to shield you from what was designed to delay you. They've whispered through moments of silence, nudged your thoughts with strange repetitions, a name that keeps reappearing, a scent from your past, a number sequence that won't stop showing up. You've brushed them off, but you felt them. That flicker of emotion, that sudden stillness when something didn't feel right that was divine. That was your soul's alarm sounding. You don't need evidence. You need alignment. And now, the signs have grown louder because time is thinning. Heaven can no longer afford your delay. There is someone whose heart is not pure toward you, someone operating under jealousy, cloaked in politeness. They smile when you succeed, but secretly hope you fall. The angels have seen this. They've wrapped their wings around your spirit to shield you from psychic attacks, from manipulative words, from curses spoken in the form of flattery. They are not here to scare you. They are here to alert you. But they can only do so much if your spirit remains numb. You must awaken now. You must look again at who's standing beside you. Watch how someone reacts when you share your joy. Observe who withdraws when your name is praised. Pay attention to what your body feels like when you enter certain rooms. Heaven is not only speaking through dreams or visions, it is speaking through your instincts. That's why you've been feeling a strange blend of exhaustion and clarity, because the veil is thinning and your spirit is beginning to see. Chosen one, this is not fear, this is discernment, and it is a gift. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are being realigned. The discomfort you've been carrying is not weakness. It's a transformation. Heaven is confronting every lie you were told about yourself, and your spirit, your true, awakened spirit is rising now to meet the call. Chosen one, do you know what breaks an angel's heart? It is not darkness, it is not war, it is not even sin. What breaks them is when the one they were assigned to protect cannot hear them, when your spirit is too clouded, too distracted, too burdened to feel their presence standing just inches away. Your angels returned to the throne, trembling with sorrow. They said, "Father, this child is slipping. Their heart is heavy. Their vision is clouded. They are carrying too much, and it is keeping them from hearing us." In the Screwtape Letters, C.S. Lewis wrote, "The safest road to hell is the gradual one, the gentle slope, soft underfoot, without sudden turnings, without milestones, without signposts." This warning illuminates the enemy's tactics to keep you numb. The confusion and burdens you've carried were subtle attempts to lull you into a spiritual sleep, hoping you'd miss the angelic warnings. Lewis's insight urges you to awaken now, heeding the angel's call to align with heaven's urgent summons before the breakthrough is delayed. So heaven granted them one final assignment, this message, this moment. This is not another gentle nudge. This is the alarm. This is the last door before the storm. If you walk past it unaware, the road ahead will be harder than it needs to be. The miracle that is already written in your name may take longer to land. The breakthrough you've longed for may slow down, not because God is withholding it, but because your spirit is not in a position to receive. You are standing on the razor's edge of destiny. One small delay, one false agreement, one moment of ignoring what your heart already knows, and the entire atmosphere can shift. You've felt it, haven't you? That you're on the edge of something massive, and you are. But massive doesn't always mean glorious. It can be catastrophic if you miss the turn. That is why this message is weighty. That is why heaven had to press through the veil to get your attention. Your angels have been fighting for you in realms you cannot see. Not metaphorically, literally. While you were asleep, they stood guard. When you were breaking, they held your name in sacred fire. When you doubted your worth, they wrapped your identity in light to keep it from unraveling. They've held back attacks that were meant to crush you. They've intercepted words that were meant to confuse you. But even they, powerful as they are bound by one truth. They cannot override your free will. They cannot force your heart to listen. They wept, not because they're weak, but because they love you with a love that cannot be explained in human terms, and they are running out of time. This moment, this very one, is their last attempt to wake you up before something unseen gets closer. If you ignore this now, heaven will still love you, but the next season may carry unnecessary struggle. You are not reading this by chance. You are not stumbling into divine truth. You are being summoned. Heaven has decided that you must be reached now. Not tomorrow, not later. Now. So pause. Feel this. Let your heart break open if it must. Let the tears come. That's how you know this is real. The weight in your chest, the heat in your spine, the tension behind your eyes, these are not just emotions. They are evidence. The spiritual world is pressing against the physical. You are being called out of sleep. You are being called into position. You are being called into protection, but only if you step into the light with full awareness. Heaven is watching your response. Your angels are waiting for your yes. Chosen one. There is a reason the atmosphere around you has shifted. There is a reason why certain people have become strangely quiet, why conversations feel different, and why you've been second-guessing what used to feel safe. This isn't a coincidence. This is war, spiritual war, but not the kind that roars with noise. No, this battle whispers. It hides in silence, in smiles that don't reach the eyes, in words laced with affection but rooted in jealousy, and the enemy knows you're closer than you've ever been to a divine turning point. Someone near you has not revealed their true intentions. They've been drawn to your light, but they don't love your calling. They're fascinated by your peace, but offended by your authority. They admire what you carry, but secretly resent that it wasn't given to them. And now, they've become a vessel, whether knowingly or unknowingly, of spiritual interference. You've felt it in your body. Fatigue that makes no sense. Confusion clouds your mind after you speak to them. Doubt that creeps in after being in their presence. These are not coincidences. These are energetic signatures of contamination. Your angels have been standing between you and these subtle attacks. They've been holding their wings around your mind, your dreams, your spiritual gatestream to filter out the poison. But they are growing weary, not because they lack strength, but because they are not meant to fight alone. You must rise now. You must become the guardian of your own alignment. You must protect what God placed inside you with holy fire. In The Weight of Glory, C.S. Lewis wrote, "There are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. This truth underscores the eternal significance of your discernment. You are not an ordinary soul vulnerable to deception. You are a chosen vessel, gifted with divine insight to see through false intentions." Lewis's words urge you to wield this gift, guarding your alignment against those who resent your calling and preparing for the divine turning point now approaching. This is not a call to paranoia. This is a call to wisdom. Watch the way people respond to your light. Look again. Who celebrates you only when you're small? Who disappears when you rise? Who changes tone when you speak of your dreams? Heaven is not asking you to judge them, only to discern. You've been tolerating what drains you out of habit, out of kindness, out of guilt. But now, it's costing you too much. Every time you give space to what God never sent, you push back what God has been trying to deliver. This is alignment, and alignment is sacred. You don't receive a breakthrough just because you want it. You receive it when you're ready to carry it, when your hands are empty, when your circle is clean, when your spirit is clear, and you are almost there. You've been shedding the wrong voices, the false attachments, the lies you were told about your worth. You've been awakening. That's why resistance has shown up louder than before. That's why the enemy is nervous, because you're no longer asleep. You are seeing now. You are feeling now. You are remembering what you once forgot, that you were never ordinary, that you were never overlooked, that you have always been chosen. And the chosen ones are always tested hardest before the promise appears. You're not imagining the pressure. You're standing in the eye of a spiritual transition, and it is real. But if you protect your alignment now, everything that belongs to you will arrive with force, speed, and clarity. Chosen one, something is coming. Not someday, not eventually. It's already moving toward you. And heaven has kept it hidden until now for one holy reason. You weren't ready to receive it, not until your heart had broken just enough to open, not until your discernment was sharpened by the fire, not until your soul began to remember what it was created for. But now you are ready, and so the messenger is being released. This messenger may not look divine. They may not come wrapped in light or speak in prophetic language. They might look like a friend, a stranger, a courier, or a moment that feels strangely vivid. But what they carry is not ordinary. What they bring is a keyone that unlocks clarity, confirmation, and destiny all at once. You won't need someone to explain it to you. Your spirit will know. You'll feel your chest tighten, your breath catch, your skin rise with the sense that something bigger than words is happening. This messenger has been held back until now, not because God was delaying, but because heaven was protecting the timing. The delivery must land only when your spirit is awake enough to hold it. That moment is here. This is the convergence of timing and truth, and you must not miss it. It may arrive as a letter, a conversation, or a shift in atmosphere. It may not be loud, but it will be unmistakable. When it comes, don't dismiss it. Don't rationalize it away. Don't let your mind talk your soul out of what it already recognizes. Some moments come once in a lifetime. This is one of them. Heaven is preparing your house, not just your physical home, but the inner chambers of your being, your mind, your emotions, your spiritual center. The delivery is not just an answer to your prayer. It is a holy appointment. The thing you felt chasing you in dreams, in flashes, in that unexplainable feeling that something is coming, this is it. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You were being reserved for the moment when the veil would lift. And now the sky is carrying your name. The wind is shifting for your sake, and the one who carries the message is already closer than you know. Prepare your heart. Make space. Do not try to predict what it will look like. Just stay open. Let your discernment speak louder than your fears. And when the moment arrives, when the messenger appears, when the atmosphere thickens with divine weight, don't hesitate. Step into it. Everything changes after this. Chosen one, you've cried for the next level, but are you truly ready for the cost? Because elevation never comes without separation. You've asked God to lift you, to send the breakthrough, to pour the blessing, but what you didn't realize is that heaven never adds to a life that still clings to what must be removed. And now, that removal is already underway. You've started to feel it, haven't you? The silence from people you used to hear from daily. The awkward shift in energy when you speak your truth. The sudden coldness from the ones who once celebrated you. These are not mood swings. They are spiritual signals. God is exposing hearts before he expands your territory. The pruning has begun not to punish you, but to protect you. Some people cannot breathe in the altitude you are rising to. They are not evil. They are just not assigned to where you're going. And some habits, those patterns of self-abandonment, those delays disguised as loyalty, those cycles of emotional exhaustion must be laid down. You already know what they are. You feel the internal pull every time you tolerate what drains you. And heaven is asking for your obedience, not your perfection. The angels cannot carry you across this threshold unless you release the weights on your ankles. This is the point of decision. The spiritual realm is responding now to your inner posture. If you hesitate, the shift will still come, but it may be stormy. If you surrender, the shift will be swift, clear, and covered. You've asked for signs, this is one. You've begged for clarity, this is it. You don't need more proof, you need your yes. Not the kind you whisper when you're scared, but the kind that echoes through every cell of your being. Yes to alignment, yes to peace, yes to walking away from what once felt like love, but was laced with confusion. Yes to discerning who is for you and who simply needed your light but never honored your presence. Yes to no longer proving your worth to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Yes to becoming unavailable for what once broke you. If this message has ignited your spirit, if you feel the sacred weight of this divine summons, don't remain silent. Declare your faith and claim this moment of alignment by commenting below. I am awake. I say yes to heaven's call. Let this be your act of agreement, your bold step into alignment with heaven's plan. Share this message with others who need to hear it, for there are more chosen ones waiting to awaken to their divine moment. Write it now, chosen one, and let heaven see your heart. The veil is lifting, and your declaration will seal this sacred transition. This yes will shake the spiritual realm. It will trigger divine acceleration. It will move people out of your life silently and open doors that no human can shut. It will cause the things that were once delayed to lose their grip. Your yes will summon the rest of the prophecy. Heaven is not asking for loud declarations. Heaven is watching for inner alignment. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be faithful. And when you say it, when your heart whispers, God, I'm ready, I hear you, everything begins to move. The angels will no longer wait. The breakthrough will no longer stall. The appointed time will no longer circle you. It will land. Chosen one, you are not losing anything. You are being elevated, but the climb requires clarity. And clarity requires your yes. Chosen one, heaven has never stopped watching over you, not for a second. Even in the moments when you thought God was silent, when you cried in the dark and no one answered, there were angels stationed at your side. They stood guard when your faith cracked. They whispered over your soul when you were too numb to pray. They shielded you from things you didn't even know were hunting you. And now, after fighting for you in the unseen for so long, they've made their final request before the throne. They said, Lord, we can't leave until this child is clear. Let this message break through. And now, the veil is lifting. You'll begin to see why the delay was necessary. Why does the betrayal have to happen? Why did some people leave? Why the opportunity fell through? It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. Heaven was clearing the clutter so that your hands would be free to hold what is about to arrive. But this arrival requires a sacred exchange. You cannot take old wounds into a new season. You cannot carry false connections into a divine assignment. You cannot wear the mask of strength while hiding internal exhaustion and expect to recognize holy timing when it comes. What you're stepping into will not wait for performance, it requires truth. And heaven is calling for a full surrender now. You've been holding space for others for so long, carrying their pain, their needs, their opinions of who you should be. But God never asked you to be a savior. He asked you to be obedient. He asked you to let go of what is not yours. That's the exchange. Surrender in exchange for clarity. Trust in exchange for divine timing. Stillness in exchange for supernatural acceleration. You've been asking, God, why do I feel something is about to happen but I can't name it? Because you weren't meant to name it. You were meant to prepare for it. And now the preparation is complete. The signs will intensify. The dreams will return. The subtle nudges will grow into undeniable confirmations. And when it all begins to unfold, you will know this was the moment the veil was torn. Someone may come back into your life soon. Someone who once wounded you. Someone who now sees what they lost. But this is not your reconciliation. This is your confirmation. This is heaven reminding you that you have grown too much to return to what broke you. Don't fall for familiar pain. Don't confuse guilt with compassion. Don't open a door God has closed just because someone finally knocks. You have changed. You are no longer who you were, and now the sacred exchange is almost complete. Heaven is not asking you to chase. Heaven is not asking you to prove. Heaven is simply asking, are you ready? Because what comes next will not wait. Chosen one, you have reached a threshold not just of time, but of divine fulfillment. This is not simply a new season. It is the moment heaven has long prepared for you. You're not walking into a random favor or chance breakthrough. You're stepping into something written long before you could name it. This is the arrival of prophecy, the unfolding of the promise. And it begins not with noise, but with a quiet shift in the spirit, the kind that can only be felt by those who've endured much in silence. Everything you've walked through, every delay, every closed door, every betrayal that left you questioning your worth was not punishment. It was a placement. You were being positioned for something heavier than blessing, purpose. You thought the pain was pointless, but heaven was building your foundation. Every unseen prayer, every sleepless night, every moment you chose light when darkness seduced, one of it was wasted. It was recorded. And now heaven has declared, now. You are not being elevated because of your strength. You are being elevated because of your surrender. Your hands are finally empty enough to receive. Your heart has been humbled enough to carry what others would have dropped. And because you remained faithful in the wilderness, God is bringing you into visibility, but not for vanity. This is not a reward. This is a mantle, a holy weight, a spiritual promotion into the life you were secretly designed for. But this rise will move quickly, swiftly. The same people who once dismissed you will feel the shift. You won't need to speak. The atmosphere around you will announce it before you do. But understand this clearly, what's coming is not for applause, it's for an assignment. Your elevation is not a stage, it is a gate. And only those who walk with discernment, humility, and alignment will be able to step through it fully. You haven't missed it. You're not too late. You haven't fallen behind. In fact, you are being reserved. You've been hidden, not forgotten, covered, not ignored. You've been protected by timing, because the promise was always too holy to arrive prematurely. But now, the spiritual calendar has turned. What once felt distant has drawn close. What once seemed impossible is moving toward you with power. Don't be surprised when favor flows toward you. Don't be shocked when the doors open without your knocking. Don't question it when peace finally returns like a long-lost friend. These things will come not because you chased them, but because you became aligned with them. You are not walking into blessings that were never yours. You are walking into the life that always had your name on it. So rise now, chosen one. Walk forward, not with hesitation, but with reverence, not with arrogance, but with knowing. The oil on your life is no longer hidden. The light in your eyes is no longer dimmed, and heaven has not only released the promise, but has placed it directly in your path. Step into it. No more delay, no more shrinking, no more second guessing. The time has come, the prophecy is unfolding, and you are ready, chosen one. Now that the fulfillment has been set in motion, heaven is releasing one final confirmation, not to convince you, but to anchor you. You already feel it. Deep in your spirit, something has shifted. You can't explain it fully, but it's there. A quiet knowing, a divine pressure in your chest, a sense that something sacred is unfolding just beyond the edge of your understanding. This is not your imagination. It is the atmosphere of the Spirit moving around you, sealing what has already been spoken over your life. You've waited long for this moment, not just in days or years, but in the depth of your soul. You've carried the weight of invisible assignments, interceded for others when no one saw, poured out strength even while running on empty. And now, the heavens are responding with precision. The pieces that never made sense will begin to fit. The timing that once frustrated you will be revealed as protection. The relationships that fell away will suddenly be understood not as losses but as deliverances. You will see it. not just feel it. You will see it. And yes, someone may return. Someone who once mishandled your heart, someone who chose their comfort over your calling. But hear this clearly. They are not returning to stay. They are returning as confirmation that you have outgrown who you used to be. Don't step backward out of guilt. Don't reopen doors that God sealed shut. You are no longer available for what once broke you. You are no longer compatible with what once drained you. You are no longer required to carry people who refused to walk with you when the road was dark. This is not bitterness. This is alignment. What's coming next will not come through chaos. It will come with peace. It will not ask you to compromise your truth, dim your light, or negotiate your worth. It will arrive clothed in clarity. And your spirit will know. It may come through a conversation, an unexpected gift, a divine encounter, or a message so precise it makes your soul weep with recognition. Don't dismiss it. Don't overthink it. Don't doubt the softness of it. Some of the loudest answers from heaven arrive in stillness. This is the final seal, not a temporary high, but a permanent shift. You are being marked. You are being established. And your angels, those who fought for you when you had no words left, already rejoicing. They have delivered the message. You have received it. The awakening has happened. The yes has been spoken. And now the blessing is being released. You may feel the presence of God stronger than before. You may hear things in dreams. You may notice people quietly exiting your life. Don't resist any of it. These are confirmations. These are signs. These are spiritual contractions as destiny is born through you. Stay grounded, stay present, stay surrendered, because what you're stepping into was never meant to be chased, it was always meant to be carried. And now you are carrying it. The seal has been placed, the alignment is complete, the angels are returning home smiling, and you chosen one ear finally awake. Chosen one, as this message draws to a close, know that this is not the end, it is the unveiling. Everything you've just walked through in spirit was not meant to inspire emotion alone. It was meant to prepare you for divine motion. You're not standing at the conclusion of something. You're standing at the doorway of everything heaven has reserved for you. The season of waiting, wondering has reached its fulfillment. The pain that once silenced your voice, the confusion that clouded your path, the spiritual fog that made you question your purpose, those things are lifting now. A new clarity is resting on you, not because you demanded it, but because your soul finally made space to receive it. Every delay was a divine shield. Every heartbreak stripped away a false attachment. Every silent night was a sacred preparation. You were not being punished. You were being positioned. And now, because you opened your heart and whispered, yes, everything begins to move. The air around you is shifting. The timing of heaven has caught up with your alignment. What used to resist you will now recognize you. What once ignored your worth will begin to respond to your presence. And it won't happen through striving, it will happen through surrender. Let go of needing to know how it will unfold. Don't chase clarity through control. The promise is not fragile. The plan is not at risk. God is not improvising. Everything has been written, and the ink has long dried in heaven. Your part now is to walk with reverence, not resistance. Let your spirit stay open. Let your discernment lead. Watch for the subtle confirmations. Listen for what is not said out loud. Notice how peace returns when the right door opens, because true favor never comes with fear. It comes with stillness, and that stillness is already finding you. So may the God who authored your story before time began, the God who stayed close even when he seemed silent, the God who assigned angels to war for your soul in the night, now surround you with such holy confidence that you no longer confuse delay for denial or warfare for failure. May every false voice fall silent. May every person who was never meant to stay begin to release their hold. May every invisible chain break without effort. And may your mind be still enough to feel what your spirit already knows. It is happening. Let your posture now be one of quiet readiness. You don't need to fight for what is yours. You only need to hold the space for what is sacred. A new atmosphere has entered your life. The weight you feel is not heaviness, it is glory. The tightness in your chest is not anxiety, it is recognition. The tears forming in your eyes are not sadness, they are surrender. And this surrender is your signal. Take a breath. Let it be slow. Let it be full. Then lift your head not in pride, but in holy acknowledgement, and speak the words that heaven has been waiting to hear from your lips. God, I receive it. I receive all of it. I'm ready now. And the response will not be delayed. In the quiet spaces of your life, you will hear the echo note with ears, but with your soul. It is done. God of eternity, the one who formed me before I knew my own name, the one who watched over me when I didn't even know I needed protection, here I am now, still and surrendered beneath the weight of your presence. I feel the shift. I feel the holy ache in my chest. I feel the trembling in my spirit that tells me this is not just another moment. This is sacred ground, and I choose not to run from it. I choose to stay. Father, I don't need to understand it all. I don't need a map. I just need you. I trust that what you are building is greater than anything I could force. I trust that what is being removed from my life is making space for what you've chosen to deliver. And so I release my need to control, to grasp, to hold what no longer carries your breath. I release the people you never sent. I release the weight you never asked me to bear. I release the false identity that came from wounds instead of your word. Seal me now in your light. Wrap every part of me in divine covering. Let the words spoken over me by heaven be louder than every earthly opinion. Let the truth of my calling rise above the noise of delay and distraction. I silence every voice that has ever tried to shrink me. I broke the agreement with every lie that told me I was too late, too much, not enough. I come back into full agreement with you, Lord, with your rhythm, your pace, your timing, and your goodness. Anoint me for what comes next, not just for the blessing, but for the responsibility. Let my hands carry what is holy. Let my voice speak only what is aligned. Let my heart remain pure, even when surrounded by opposition. Teach me how to walk in rooms without shrinking, how to rest without guilt, how to say no without fear. Teach me how to dwell in the secret place, even as you expand my territory. God, I don't want just a miracle. I want transformation. I don't want just open doors. I want divine discernment for where to walk. I don't want the spotlight. I want substance. I want to carry your presence in such a way that my very being disrupts darkness and ushers in peace. Let me be a vessel of clarity, of courage, of consecration. Let those who cross my path encounter not just me, but you through me. And so now, with trembling hands but an open heart, I say it once more, this time as a covenant, not just a request. God, I receive it. I surrender. I align. I'm ready. And I know with everything in me that heaven has heard me. I know that the angels who fought for me are rejoicing. I know that the promise has been sealed. And I know that from this moment forward, nothing will ever be the same. Amen.